All right, artists, I'm going to be showing you how to create your underpainting to start your painting project for the art show from your sketch. So after I've thought out my composition, I've arranged all my pieces on another piece of paper, I'm going to go and get a painting piece of paper and I'm going to start blocking in where my shapes are going to go. I'm not drawing it. If you need to draw out some simple blobs, that's okay, but you're going to paint over them, so don't be too detailed. So from my sketch, I see that I'm going to have some arms. So I've already mixed up the color I needed, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of water to get it to be kind of runny for my underpainting. So water, paint, really simply blocking in that color. It's not even exactly the color that I want it to be, but I'm going to paint over this all later, so I'm just going to block it all in. I'm going to add a little bit more water, get it to be nice and runny, smoothing out. This is going to be my second arm, and that's good enough for me. That matches what I did over here, so I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? Next, I'm going to go in and I'm going to block in some of where my leaves might be, or my flowers. I think I'm going to do my flowers first because I want these to be pink. So again, watery paint. So I want this to be just a thin under layer. This is called an underpainting. It's going to be painted over later. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm just going to block in where I think these flowers could go. Okay. Again, I could paint over these next class and make them a little bit of a different color, pinkish color. I'm going to use my brush stroke, so I'm turning my brush to go into those shapes. This is going to get all of my things on here super fast. It shouldn't take me too much time. I'm constantly checking the size and where I think I want those flowers to be. Okay. To do the middle of these flowers, I think I want some orange, so I'm going to mix up some orange over here. I did red and yellow in the same, so I'm going to mix that up towards to the side. That red really took over my yellow. I'm going to block that in over here. Oof, that got really dark. That's okay. I'm going to paint over it next class, so it doesn't matter. Okay, get those blocked in there so I know kind of where these flowers are going to be. Then I also wanted to do some white flowers. I'm going to really make sure my brush is washed out well before I go to my white. That looks good. So I really want to do these, some big fluffy white flowers. So you can't even really see it, but I'm making sure that I get these right on there. If my brush is touching some of the pink that I just did, I want to make sure that my brush stays really white. So I'm going to go right over my pink, but then when I swooshed it in there, it got some pink on it. I'm going to come back with my wet brush and just kind of swoop it and clean it off. And I got a big white one that I want to do, like a daisy kind of down here. And get that all blocked in. Okay. Then I'm going to go back and I want to do some leaves. I got some leaves here, so I got to mix up some green. So I'm just going to mix up, I'm not even going to mix up the whole yellow and blue right here. I'm just going to mix up like a corner of it. Again, kind of some watery paint for this underpainting. It's got to be a really kind of thin layer. I'm just going to block it in right here. Okay. Your plans can change as you're painting. Like, I'm thinking about what color do I want this background to be. Thinking about where do I want these leaves. Like, I didn't put leaves over here, but I'm thinking maybe I want a leaf over here. Okay. Now I'm thinking about my background. I want this background to be really bluish. So I'm going to mix it with some water. Make sure that my background is going to contrast and really make the rest of my painting stand out. So I'm just lightly going to go up here. Make sure that doesn't really touch the rest of my painting. Just spread it out and make sure that I get all of this so that I don't have my white spaces anymore. And this is going to help me next class when I start planning out the rest of my painting. There won't be any white spots really for me. So I'm going to treat this a little bit like watercolor for my background. And I'm going to just kind of keep going back and using more and more water to fill this up, okay? When I'm done with this, this is gonna go on the drying rack. And I'm gonna make sure that I had put my name on it and I had put other things. If I have some background spaces coming in over here, I gotta make sure that I get all of those spots covered too, okay? Hopefully this will just take you one class period. I don't want you spending a lot of time on the underpainting because this is the bottom layer. The next layer will be what you do next class. All right, good luck. Ask for help if you need it.